Hello everyone and welcome back. So in the previous two videos we saw was the introduction to linear equations and how to solve a linear equation using the Cramer's method and graphical method. So in today's video we will learn how to solve linear equations when they are in the form of word problems. So in word problems what happens is that they do not give us the linear equations directly. Instead they give us linear equations in the form of words, and what we have to do is we have to read the sentences and frame the linear equations and then solve them. So we have what you have to do, you have to read the sentence, then we have to understand, then you have to frame them, and then we have to solve. So this becomes a bit lengthy work, and that is the reason why many people feel that word problems are very difficult. But word problems are not difficult. What happens is that in word problems you require a lot of practice. If you practice lot of word problems, then solving word problems becomes easier. So what we will be doing is we will be solving the problem set 1.5 word problems. So there are total of 6 word problems in that exercise, so we will be solving all 6 questions. So in this video we will be solving the first 3 questions, and in the next video we will be solving the remaining 3 questions. So let us start with the first question. So first we will read the question and understand what is given. So the two numbers differ by 3. The sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is 19. Find the numbers. Now by reading the question itself, what we understand is that they are asking us to find the numbers, and they have given to us that the two numbers are what? One is a smaller number and one is a greater number. So we are having two numbers, one is a smaller number, one is a greater number. It means that we are having two variables, that is x and y, or you can take any other variables, a, b, c, d or m, n, anything, whichever you like. So what we will do is we will assume the values of x and y. So we are having two numbers, smaller and number, so accordingly we will take our x as the smaller number and y as the greater number. Now over here you can take your x also as a greater number or y as smaller number, whichever you take. But the thing you need to remember is, according to your assumption, you have to frame the linear equations. Okay, so we will see our first condition. So our first condition says that the two numbers differ by 3. Now you have to remember that in word problems they will never tell you that the two variables are separated by addition or whether they are separated by subtraction. Instead they will give you two terms, that is differ and sum. So if they are giving you differ, it means that subtraction is taking place, and if they are giving you sum, then it means addition is taking place. Okay, so over here they have given us differ, and they're saying that the two numbers differ by 3. Okay, so differ comes, it means addition is taking place, that is the two variables are subtracted by minus. So normally what you will do is you will write x minus y is equals to 3. But over here if you write x minus y is equals to 3, then your equation will be wrong. Now why will your equation be wrong? So you can see that the x is our smaller number and y is our greater number. So if you do a smaller number minus greater number, so you will get a negative number. That is, if you do 2 minus 3, what you will get? You will get minus 1. But over here they are saying that after the differ by 3, that is the differ by a positive number. So what we will do is we will subtract the greater number by the smaller number. So what we will do? Y minus x is equals to 3. So this is our first equation, that is the greater number minus the smaller number is equals to 3. Now let us see the second condition. So the second condition is the sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is 19. So now we see that there is sum written, it means that the two variables are separated by addition. So that is clear. Now let us read further. Sum of twice the smaller number, that is 2 times the smaller number, and we know that the smaller number is what? X. So this means that 2 times x, and thrice the greater number, that is 3 times the greater number, and we know that our greater number is what? Y. So this is 3 times y, which is equals to 19. So we will write this as 2x plus 3y is equals to 19. So you can see 2x plus 3y is equals to 19. That is, sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is equals to 19. Now we are having the two linear equations. Now what we have to do is we have to solve these two linear equations simultaneously, and you can solve these two linear equations using any method you like. It can be elimination, substitution, Kramer's method, graphical method, any method whichever you find easy you can use over here. So in what problems you don't have any condition that you have to solve the linear equations using any particular method, so you can solve using any method. So here you can see that in equation 1 we are having the coefficient of x is 1, and over here we are having the coefficient of x is 2. So we will multiply equation 1 by 2. So multiplying equation 1 by 2, so we get 2y minus 2x is equals to 6, and our second equation was what? 2x plus 3y is equals to 19. So we have minus 2x plus 2x. So we will add the two equations. So we get 2x plus 3y is 19 and minus 2x plus 2y is equals to 6. So 2x will get cancelled, and we have 5y which is equals to 25, since 19 plus 6 is 25, so our y is equals to 5. So now we got the value of one variable. Now we will substitute this value of y is equals to 5 in any of the previous equations, and we will try and substitute y is equals to 5 in the most simplest equation. So over here the most simplest equation is 1, that is y minus x is equals to 3. So we will substitute the value of y, that is 5. So 5 minus x is equals to 3. So now what we will do is we want the coefficient of x is positive, so we will send x to the right hand side, so it will become plus x, and we will send 3 to the left hand side, so it will become minus 3. So what we get, x is equals to 5 minus 3. So our x is equals to 2. So we got our x is equals to 2 and our y is equals to 5. And in the first slide what we had assumed that our smaller number was x and our greater number was 5. So accordingly our smaller number is 2 since our x is 2, and our greater number is 5 since our y is 5. So we got the smaller number as well as the greater number. So if you would have taken x as the greater number and y as the smaller number, then you would have gotten x as 5, y as 2. Now if you want to check whether the answer that you have got whether it is correct or not, so you have one trick you can check whether the given equation is correct or whether the given the answer that you got is correct or not. So you're having x as 2 and y as 5. So what you can do is you can substitute these two values of x comma y in any of the previous equations. So you can see this is one of the previous equation which we are having. So what you will do is you will substitute the value of x and y over here. So we are having y as 5 and x as 2. So what we do 5 minus 2. Now when you do 5 minus 2, what you are getting? 3. It means that your LHS is equals to your RHS, right? So whenever after substituting your x comma y value you get your LHS is equals to your RHS, it means that the answer that you got is correct. But if you are not getting your LHS is equals to your RHS, then it means that the answer that you have got is wrong. So you have to check whether there are any calculation error or whether you have framed the equations wrong. So this is how you can confirm your answers. So let us move further and see the second question. So in the second question we are not having any words given to us in like the word problem, but instead we are having a diagram. So what you have to do is we have to see the diagram properly and understand what they have given to us and what they are asking us to find. So over here we are having a rectangle. The rectangle is having its length and its breadth, and they are saying that you have to first find the values of x and y, and then you have to find the perimeter of area. Now by seeing this we can understand that using this rectangle we have to find the values of x and y, and using the value of x and y we have to find the perimeter and area of a rectangle. So what we will do now, we do not have any perfect linear equations over here using which we can find the values of x and y, but over here you can see that there is a rectangle, right? And we know that the lengths of the rectangle are same and the breadths of the rectangle are also same. So what we will do is we will write the length is equals to length, that is the length of the given rectangle is 2x plus y plus 8 is equals to 4x minus y, since the length of rectangles are always same. So what we will do is we are having x coefficients and y coefficients, so we will arrange them together. So 2x, 4x will come over here, so minus 4x plus y, minus y will come over here, so it will become plus y, plus 8 will go over there, it will become minus 8. So what we get minus 2x plus 2y is equals to minus 8. Now you can see that we can reduce this equation further by dividing it by 2. So what we get is minus x plus y is equals to minus 4. So what we got our first linear equation with the help of the length of the rectangle. Now similarly we will find the second linear equation using the breadth, that is we will do 2y is equals to x plus 4. So what we will get now, the breadth of the given rectangle is what, 2y is equals to x plus 4. So we will arrange this equation. So what we get, x minus 2y is equals to minus 4. So what I did is I send x over here, I sent 2y over there and 4 over there, because I wanted the coefficient of x to be positive. If you want, you can send the x over here to the left also, so it will become minus x plus 2y is equals to 4. Both the equations are correct. So now you can see that we are having the second equation as well as the first equation, and by seeing both the equations you can see that there is plus x and minus x. So we will add the two equations. So adding equations 1 and 2, we get x minus 2y is equals to minus 4, and minus x plus y is equals to minus 4. So what we get is 2x will get x minus x will get cancelled, and minus 2y plus y will be minus y, and minus 4 will be minus 8. So our y will be equal to 8. So now we got the value of y. Now using this value of y, we will substitute this value in any of the previous equations and we will obtain the value of x. So here we will be substituting y in our equation 1. So our equation 1 is minus x plus y is equals to minus 4. So we get minus x plus 8, since our y is equals to 8, which is equals to minus 4. So we will send x to the right hand side and we will take minus 4 to the left hand side. So what we get, x is equals to 8 plus 4, that is 12. So now we got the value of x, that is 12, and we got the value of y, that is 8. Now what they asked us in the question was to find the values of x and y, and after finding the value of x and y, they had asked us to find the perimeter and area of the rectangle. Now for this you have to remember the formula of perimeter and area of rectangle. So for those who don't know, I am telling you that the perimeter of rectangle is 2 times length into breadth, and the area of the rectangle is length plus breadth. So over here what we are having length and breadth. It means that we have to find the length and breadth of the rectangle, but we do not know the length and breadth of the rectangle. We only know the value of x and y. But if you see in the previous equations, we are having length of the given rectangle is, now here we are having length of the given rectangle as there are two equations given to us. Now what we will do is we will select any one equation and we will substitute the value of x and y in that equation, and after substituting we will calculate, and the answer that we get will be the length of the rectangle. Similarly we will be doing for the breadth. We will take any one equation, we will substitute the value of x and y in that equation and solve it, and after solving the whatever answer we will be getting, that will be the breadth of the rectangle. So for length, you can take the most simplest equation, no need to take the bigger equation, it will lead to calculation mistakes. So for length we will be taking the equation which is the most simplest, that is 4x minus y. So we will substitute x and y values. So we get 4 into 12, that is x, and minus 8. So 4 12s are 48 minus 8, which is equals to 40. So we are getting our length as 40. Now similarly we will solve for breadth. And for breadth what we had, 2y and x plus 4. So we will take 2y because this is the most simplest equation. and we will substitute the value of y. So what is y is 8, so 2 8s are 16. So we're getting length as 40 and breadth as 16. Now we will be using this value of length and breadth to find the perimeter and area of the rectangle. So as I said, perimeter is 2 times length plus breadth. So we are having 2 times length plus breadth, that is 40 plus 16, which is equals to 2 times 56, which is equals to 112 units. And the area of the rectangle is what? Length into breadth. So we will be writing 40 into 16. So 40 into 16 is what? 640 square units. So accordingly what we did is we found the perimeter of the rectangle and we found the area of rectangle. So what we did, that we had a rectangle, there were length and breadth. Using the length and breadth we found two linear equations, and using the two linear equations we found the value of x and y, and then using the value of x and y we had substituted it in the length and breadth. So we got the value of length and breadth, and using the length and breadth we found the perimeter and area of the rectangle. So this is how you were supposed to solve this question. So in word problem what happens is that every question is a bit of a new question and you have to think differently to solve those questions. So that is why people feel that word problems are difficult. So let us move on to the third question and last question for today's video. So let us see. So the sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. If we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. Find their present ages. Now by reading the question what we understand is that we have to find the age of father and we have to find the son's age. So let us take x as the father's age and y will be the son's age. You can take x as son's age and y as father's age also. Now we will see the first condition. So the first condition says that the sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. That means the coefficient of father's age, that is x, is 1, and twice the age of his son, that is 2 times age of his son, and age of his son is what? Y. So we are having 2y, and since it is sum, so we have x plus 2y is equals to 70. So you can see x plus 2y is equals to 70, which means that sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is equals to 70. So this is our first equation. Now we will frame the second equation. So what is the second equation? If we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. So they are saying that they are doubling the age of father. It means they are doubling x. So we have 2x and added to the age of his son, and we are adding 2x to the age of his son, that is we are doing 2x plus y. So what we get? 95. So over here you can see 2x plus y is equals to 95. So if we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. So from the given words we have framed the two linear equations. Now using these two linear equations we will be solving them simultaneously and we will find the answer of x and y, that is the age of father and son. So we will multiply equation 1 by 2. So here we are multiplying equation 1 by 2. So we get 2x plus 4y is equals to 140. This is our third equation, and our second equation was what? 2x plus y is equals to 95. So we will subtract the two equations because we are having positive 2x and positive 2x. So subtracting the equations we get 2x plus 4y is 140 and minus 2x minus y is equals to minus 95. So 2x to x will get cancelled and 4 minus y is equals to 3y, and 140 minus 95 is 45. So we get our y as 15. So now we are having y as 15. So now what we will do is we will substitute the value of y in any of the previous equations. So I am substituting it in equation 1. You can substitute in an equation. So equation 1 is what? X plus 2y is equals to 70. So we are having x plus 2 into 15, that is 30, which is equals to 70. So x is equals to 70 plus 30. So our x is equals to 40. So now we got our x as 40 and y as 15. So we know that we had assumed that the father's age is x and son's age is y. So our x is equals to 40 and our y is equals to 15. Now again, as I said in the first question, that if you want to find whether the answer that you have got is correct or not, so you can substitute your x and y value in any of the previous equations, and you can check if your LHS is equals to your RHS. It means that the answer that you got is correct. But if your LHS is not equal to your RHS, it means that your answer is wrong, and you have to check whether there is any calculation error or whether you have framed the equations wrong. So that is it for today's video. So in today's video we saw how to solve word problems easily. So we have solved the first 3 questions of problem set 1.5, and in the next video we will be solving the remaining 3 questions of problem set 1.5. So if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section. So that is it. Thank you.